Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be covering all 10 Fast and Furious movies and ranking them from worst to best. And the reason there's 10 movies on this list, I am including Hobbs Shaw. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with the list or you disagree, or to be honest, if you want to go a step beyond and share your own list, that would be properly sick. Please let us all know down below. Right, so here we go, starting right at the bottom, mate. Fast and Furious 4. This is actually the only movie in the entire franchise that I don't really like. I just think it's kind of dead. The story is really weak, properly boring, mate. Like, it's nearly at the Snorefest level. To be honest, like, the franchise as a whole, they are so lucky they hit that gem that is Fast 5, because this could have been the end of the road, mate. Like, again, the story is very, very weak. The characters, they are okay-ish. The new characters, they're kind of dead. Forgettable, mate. If you can name them, let me know down below. Chances are you can't. Not only all that bad stuff, I think like race-wise and just the visuals of like the cars and stuff, I think this is the weakest one by far, mate. Again, I've binged this whole franchise like 5 or 6 times. I've done it again to make this list, and definitely I'm sticking to it. This one, for me anyway, nah, yo.
Right turn ahead.
Next up is Fast and Furious 9. This is the movie that's fresh in here because it is the one I saw the most recent now. I actually gave it a 5.5 out of 10 now. It is a tiny bit better than average. If you don't like this franchise, you will think this is the most stupid movie you've ever seen. In terms of ridiculousness and just stuff that goes against the laws of physics, mate, this one is by far number one. It is so insane. Don't worry, not going to spoil nothing. But there were scenes I was like, oh my god. However, it does have stuff I still do like. Some of the comedy is genuinely so funny, man. I do love seeing all these characters, man. 9 Fast and Furious like main title movies. You gotta love the characters by now. However, the main point of this story is Jacob Toretto. Jacob Toretto, aka Dom's brother, who you don't see coming in the entire franchise, not even mentioned. He's so weak in this movie. Nothing against John Cena. For what he had to do in the movie, he was good, and I enjoyed like seeing him on big screen. But the flashbacks and all this begging brother thing, dead, mate. Again, it's a little bit better than average. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. They really need to think about what they're going to do for Fast 10, I'm guessing it's going to be called. They need to fix it up. Do not make it like this one. It'll be bad.
Get in.
Next up is Too Fast, Too Furious. I do want to quickly say this movie and the next one, for me, grade-wise, they're at 6 out of 10. I do enjoy watching this movie, man. It has bits I don't like, but for the majority, I do like it. This is the movie that gives us Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris, amazing characters in the franchise. They're great in this movie. However, having Paul Walker in the movie alone is really, really good, but Vin Diesel and the cast from the first one, they did bring something. It feels missing from this like movie in general. Not only that, the story is definitely the weakest bit in this movie, man. I don't care about this bad guy. I ain't interested. But where this shines, the car scenes, the action, the races is on point, man. So yeah, I can't hate this movie. I know a lot of people don't like this one, but for me, I still like it, man. Next up is Tokyo Drift. The reason this is above Too Fast, Too Furious, man, is just I like Japanese culture, and seeing this movie entirely set in Tokyo, drifting, and I actually had a Nissan 350Z for a long time. Seeing it on screen, like, I was blown away, man. All that stuff I really, really like, man. Genuinely, like, I can watch that all the time. However, again, the weakest bit in this movie is definitely, like, the new characters. Aside from Han, he's amazing. But the majority of the new characters are kind of dead. The overall story is a little bit weak, but everything else I do like, man. I know this is the movie that is just rated all over the place on different people's lists. In fact, let me know where it is, man. I'm genuinely interested. Next up is The Fate of the Furious, aka Fast and Furious 8. By this time in the franchise, we get the dynamic, man. We've got this amazing group of characters that, again, if you're enjoying these movies up to here, you love the characters, you're fully invested. I know I definitely am. However, this is the one that tries something a little bit different. Basically, Dom goes rogue, and it's his crew trying to like get him back or work out what is going on, and it's definitely a little bit weak in the story department, I can't lie. Especially at this point in in time, from Fast 5 to 8, is definitely, like, story-wise, the weakest one. However, the action, the car scenes, all that stuff is very, very solid. It is a bit cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. This is when, like, the one-liners go way over the top. And speaking of over the top, cars versus submarine. Yeah. Even with those negatives and those, like, crazy moments, there's still way more in this movie that I do like. Grading-wise, we're about a 6.5 out of 10. Plus, I can watch Dwayne Johnson punch people all day.
That's how you want to play this? Let's play.
Don't do this, Dom.
Next up is Fast and Furious 7. This is the movie that introduces Shaw, played by Jason Statham, and whoa, he's so sick, man. The man is basically the Winter Soldier in this movie. He just shows up out of nowhere and causes the team big boy trouble. The fight scenes are so good, man. The car scenes, all the action involving cars, really good. This is the movie that starts the insanity in terms of unrealistic, law-bending physics in terms of action-wise, but it's still really sick to see in this one. The overall story, I did enjoy. It's not like the best thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely pretty good. And of course, we get the full team in this movie, man. It's really good. Not to mention, this movie does the best job ever at, like, the Paul Walker send-off. Don't tell me you didn't cry. I did. I get teary-eyed every single time I watch this movie. How they handled that and everything else in this story was really good, man. I really like this movie. This is where, like, my list starts to get really good, man. This movie is really sick. Next up is Fast and Furious 6. I really like this movie, man. Like, grading-wise, we're at an 8 out of 10. This movie is properly sick. Story-wise is really good, man. Dominic Toretto and the crew get together with the help of Dwayne Johnson. He basically kind of, like, recruits them. And you've got our good, I guess they're criminals, but we just call them, they're good criminals. And then we have the real bad criminals that they're going after. It's kind of like the mirror opposites of each other. Seeing, like, crew versus crew, it's a sick storyline, man. Story's great. The characters are really good. I'm not going to spoil too much, just in case you haven't seen it. Character-wise and all the twists, I really enjoyed it. All the car stuff, really good. All the fighting, good. All the action is really good. I'm just saying good over and over and over. But this movie, yeah, it's really good, man. I can't deny it. It's great. I've seen this one a lot of times. It's great. Not to mention, there's a lot of scenes in London. Big up. Coming in third place is Hobbs and Shaw. The plot in this, with this super virus stuff and just Idris Elba, he calls himself Black Superman. I don't need to say anything else, yo. This movie is chaos, but it's so good, man. Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham together, they are great, man. I've actually seen this movie pretty much more than the other ones on this list, and the other ones are really old compared to this, but this one is so good. The movie even knows, like, the story is insane. It just rolls 100% with it. When Hobbs and Shaw on screen together, they're great. Idris Elba, one of my favourite actors of all time, he was so good in this movie. I hope somehow we get a Hobbs and Shaw 2. I don't know if that's confirmed. If anyone knows, let me know down below. I really like this movie. Coming in second place is The Fast and the Furious. The OG movie is second place on my list. This, I've seen it so many times, yo. This is the one that, like, really got me into cars, man. Especially, like, Japanese cars and, like, modding them and all that stuff. I love all the characters. I love the races. I know they're insane. I mean, a quarter of a mile in 4 minutes has got to be, like, the world's slowest car. But no one cares about the stupidness. This is a great movie, man. I know a lot of people think, like, these movies are weaker now because they've got the formula of, like, the heist stuff and these new ones. But for me, the OG is still really good, man. I mean, Vin Diesel on screen this movie, he's not joking. To be honest, this is, like, globally loved by pretty much everyone in the cast scene. I think looking back at this movie and seeing the younger, like, cast in, like, this younger role, street racing, it's just wicked, man. I always like looking back, and I have big respect for this movie. It paved the way for an awesome franchise. This one, for me, I don't care. Can't be touched. coming in first place is Fast 5. Unless the original is number 1 on your list, I'm pretty certain Fast 5 is gonna be. Again, like I said before, Fast 4, nah yo, but this, oh my god. They took the biggest change and the biggest risk with this movie, making it like a heist movie. It worked so good. In fact, it works so good, they pretty much done a copy and paste for like the next few movies. And of course, this is the one that introduces Hobbs, who is no joke. My man is so humongous with his baby-oiled skin. When he's on screen face to face with Dominic Toretto, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, man. This is the perfect movie in this franchise. Story's good, it's really funny, characters are great, new characters are great, action's awesome. It still feels kind of grounded, even though it's kind of crazy as well. But I cannot deny, I really, really like this movie. I've seen it so many times. Even if I don't binge like the whole franchise, I always go out my way to watch this one. Fast 5, still for me, the best of the franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the ranking from worst to best of the Fast and Furious franchise. If you want to share your list, by all means, please do in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate the big love and support, and I'll see you in the next one.